and the Geek Shall Inherit the podcast. So I'm starting to think of like just, I don't know, a couple of games that I want to see adapted, and I'm thinking of writers and directors, showrunners, etc., that can bring these things to life. Now, I know a lot of you probably have some thoughts. Drop a comment below, and if you can, before we get into it, can you hit that like and subscribe button? That'll be greatly appreciated. All right, so in no particular order, this is a no-brainer. I'd like to see Red Dead Redemption brought to life by the same people who did Westworld and Fallout, Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. I'd like to see them do this because their understanding of that Wild West atmosphere and balancing the weirdness and humor as we see in Fallout, this is the team that I think would do justice to Red Dead Redemption. And also, I would like to see Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy do Cyberpunk. Either them or Damon Lindelof. Yeah, I think maybe Damon Lindelof would also be good at doing Cyberpunk. Then, my other game that I was thinking of, it's actually going to be, I'm going to put them in the same category because I have just one person in mind for it. And it's two of my favorite zombie games. I am a zombie fanatic, and one of my favorite games was a sleeper, and it was Days Gone. That's another game that I will play like once every 5 or 6 months. Great storyline and good characters in there. Very, very good characters that I would like to see come to life on the big screen. And, you know, they're wild hordes of zombies. You know, they're disgusting, the feces and all. Oh, man, it's insane. And there's that, and then there's Dying Light. Not the second one, the first one. I would love to see that whole Haran zombie outbreak, and you add the element of that cult from the expansion also. Man, like that's a good 2 or 3 seasons. No longer than that. You get in, you get out 2-3 seasons. Same thing with Days Gone. And I would want to see Frank Darabont do that. He did the amazing first season of Walking Dead and like the first half of the second season. And if you watch the first season versus the other seasons, you will see a drastically different change of tone, the camera feel, the cinematography, everything. It was much grittier and felt that survival mode in the first season more than anything else. Frank Darabont, he did my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street, which is Dream Warriors. That's Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And he did 2 Stephen King movies, Green Mile and Mist. Another one of my favorite video games that had a fantastic story that I could clearly see as a movie adaptation, not necessarily TV. Dishonored. I love that game. The sequel is good too, but the first game, I'd never played anything like that before, and I love the steampunk world of Dishonored and the magical aspect to it. I think that Jack Bender, for those of you who don't know Jack Bender directed some of the best, my favorite episodes of Lost. He's done The Sopranos. He's done Game of Thrones. He did The Door. That amazing time travel episode, that was Jack Bender directing. I would love to see him handling Dishonored. I think the way Jack Bender handles these things, he knows horror, he knows action, he knows suspense, and he knows great story pacing. I would give him Dishonored. Now, my last game is Contra, the classic 80s game Contra. And I would love to see Zack Snyder doing Contra. I want him to get back to his the 300 visual and give us the most insane sci-fi war movie that with an 80s feel. That's where the fun element will come in. You don't adapt it to the future or present time. You make this you do this with like an 80s feel, heavy metal. Man, you give him a good writer, someone who could write something really fun, like like whoever works with Sean Levy and did like something like Free Agent, whoever wrote that, you get them and Zack Snyder together to do like a Contra movie. That's gold right there. Those are the video game adaptations that I would love to see. And I think my final one, this is just like, this would never happen because this great director has passed on, but my wish list would have been Hotline Miami, directed by David Lynch. Enough said. Share your top video games that you want to see adapt either as a television series or a movie, and let me know what you think of mine. Peace.